Legends of Raspia! The RPG podcast where we ambush our talented friends with games we make here at bardfox.com. I am Han Blackheart, the GM you adore to abhor, and with me, as blessed always, is Rick Tahi. How you doing, Rico?
Rickin' fantastic.
Ah, good. What's the worst thing you did to somebody this week?
Oh, God. Well.
So, in 2017, Rico and I started the independent game company called Bard Fox. We create games, we create audio stories, and hour-long musical scores for your studying, gaming, and mood-setting experiences. Check out bardfox.com for links to our music, handmade merch, and more episodes of this show right here. Usually we have guests, but every now and again it's good to take a breath, catch up narratively, and just sort of get back to the old two of us, old Rico and I. So in this case, here on Legends of Raspia, we're gonna jump right on into our game, and we blah 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 blah. I am doing stuff because the stuff is irrelevant. So, for those of you who are new to the podcast, new to tabletop gaming, or new to the concept of gaming altogether, worry not. I've said it for years. The game Legends of Raspia is a role-playing game, and it was created for casuals by casuals. It is supposed to be easy to just pick up and play. I, the GM, the game moderator, set up a little story wherein usually these fine folks, in this case, this singular fine folk, plays a character. I tell them what's going on around them, explain what's going on in the world. They tell me what they want to do, and then roll dice to see if those things happen. It's usually not that dramatic, but other than that, it can be that easy. All you need to know are these 3 rules. As the GM, I cannot tell the players no. If the characters are swimming through the ocean, one of them wants to dive down and look for treasure, it is not my job to tell them no. It's my job to tell them agility test. And remember to hold your breath. Rule 2, rule of mortality. Because players can do whatever they want, the system is counterbalanced to handle that chaotic nature of the human brain. In summary, do what you wish, but remember that you can die. Rule 3, before we start, I must know what your greatest fear is.
I'd say probably on the list would be...
I'm terrified of being on lists. And with that, a story unfolds. So, Feaubear Dongodiere has just returned from an adventure out into the desert. Desert called the Arid Naughts, a specific region called the Shifting Dunes. They are being pushed around by sandstorms ever constantly. However, Feaubear, though his grandfather described him as, what was it, not hearty? Not the hearty type?
Precisely.
That very same grandfather wandered into the desert to help out in a situation, got in a little over his head, ended up with a second head, and was proven wrong by his grandchild, whom he raised in the town of Caltaria, where they own a bar called the Just a Mirage. And Feaubear Dongodiere, though he was successful in his quest, he returned back to Caltaria, his old Western meets King Arthur sort of Redwall vibe home, just about an hour. A chime will refer to a lot of things in Raspian lingo, but I'm right here for you. Just about a chime before his shift started. And so, he's very tired. However, per usual, our episode begins as his shift comes to an end. Feaubear, why don't you go ahead and do a perception test for me as we go to our very first world's turn.
Oh, all right. Let's see if this die can fall out of my pruny fingers. I got a 5 perception. Starting it off.
Starting it off strong.
Well,
I don't have my dice. Okay, yeah, you're gonna edit that out, right? I'll be right back.
oh,
Alrighty. Starting it off not so strong on my end. I'll share the result. As I said before, I like to do that when it's a disaster. So, you tried to convince him. You told him, old man, you shouldn't be going to work. You didn't even sleep. We just pulled you out to your ropes. Pretty good Feaubear accent. But what did he say to you? He said, oh, no, boy. I'm not just the sort to sit it out. If anything, I've got more, what do they call it? Thinking muscles up in my top part. Maybe I'm taking half of his brain power.
no one has ever said that, Pappy. You're losing it.
Well, I'm saying it now, boy. And also, Dara's not here, so I've been bartending for the whole road. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been quite a hit with the locals. So, that part is true. All road. Though, of course, when they walk in, they're a little bit like, all right, that's sort of weird. You got something kind of growing out of you got a second head. You got a second head, old man. Oh, you're damn right I do, he would say to them. I've had two heads for most of my life. I just been waiting for it to pop out is all. He totally owns it, makes it his whole thing. And they start doing bits, because like, as we saw in the previous episodes, these two old bastards do not get along. But that's funny. That's funny for us. It's miserable for you. Your bedroom is next to his. But it's a lot of fun for we, the audience. So, your successful perception, you notice that he is about to go out and smoke a forest leaf. Now, your old Pappy didn't used to smoke, but this second head of his was birthed into Raspia with a terrible, terrible addiction. Terrible, delightful one. So, will you come outside with me? We didn't really have much of a chance to catch up. After all, it is Wednesday. And that's Miss Raspia Road. And everyone has this road off. Everyone except service industry people.
Of course. Well, you know, we've got to make the bit somehow.
You got to make that's what we have on the plaque just above the kitchen window.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make the bit somehow. Well, you know, the person was drunk when he carved it, I think. Anyway, you want to step outside with me? Your shift has just ended.
Oh, yes, I'd love to step outside with you for a bit of a break and, let these prunes, let these fingers deprune, so to speak.
I remember you've always referred to your fingers as prunes. We had a hard time breaking you of that when you were young. You'd say, oh, my prunes are cold. It was adorable until you were like 12.
Most things are.
Lot of confused anatomy teachers, parent-teacher conferences, long drawn-out conversations. Anyway, I'm going to spark this thing up.
And then fill it into your prunes, right?
That's what I always called us. That's right, my lungs. We are a terrible family when it comes to identifying parts of our own bodies. And also, fruits. What is a prune? That's not why we're out here. Feaubear, I got to tell you. I'm not so sure you should have come out into the desert, boy.
You're lucky I came out into the desert. You're lucky you're still alive. You know,
It's
and
true.
that's thanks to me. And Van Hazard, but you know.
And pocket sand.
And pocket sand. Luckily I had so much pocket sand in my pockets that I could do it twice as much as I was supposed to.
If only there were some balancers and a system that had sort of balanced that thing and, I guess, nerf it, one might say, as they've realized as a part of their game that they're developing that it was perhaps a bit too strong. OP, one might say.
You know, now that I'm looking, these pants actually, it seems like the pockets might have gotten a little bit smaller. I feel like I can only fit a certain amount of sand in them now.
You have two actions. You guys are standing out behind the Just a Mirage. There is a back door that comes out of the kitchen. This one is not like the squeakity bar doors. This is an actual God-fearing door. shuts, has a knob, a lock.
Reminds me of Gadley. What with the knob and all.
I wish you would have said that when he was around. I imagine that would have made for some good dialogue.
Okay. Well, first of all, I've had a lot of time to think while I was, staring at the wall, washing dishes. And I can't help but wonder, to what end did the Lizartriara go through all the business of growing you a head? What was her end goal? Do you know? Do you have any idea what she was planning to do with you?
To be honest with you there, Feaubear, you remember how I told you about the Tulinite? It's a blue stone that mutates people who come within 10 stretch of it.
Hi, it's a blue stone that mutates people that comes within 10 stretch of it.
Also, it stitches like a meter. Hi, that's right, you nailed it. Couldn't have said it better myself, even on another dimension. So, it mutates people who come within 10 stretch of it, as we've said. But it also seems to have manifested itself in her weird nails. Bugle fingers.
Right.
So, I mean, I showed you the scar, but if you'll have a look, it's right. And he starts well, come on now, we're family. I don't gotta be weird about it. A couple of passersby look as he's like mooning you. It's like just an old, as far as they know, if they don't know you, it's just an old man mooning a young adult. Adult. That part's important. Here's my hands on you, folks. Get out of here. That was the mean head. That was the second head, as you could tell, because of the slight reverb on its voice that it is naturally producing, because it's the second throat. Sound! That doesn't know how sound works. I got two heads. Don't worry about it. I got half a brain or whatever. My point is, Feaubear, that you could have gotten mutated yourself. I'm an old man. I've had a long, good run of it. I was an adventurer when I was young, a freelancer, as they're called here in Raspia. I don't know why I'm explaining that. Of course you know that. But it's no sort of life that I want for you, Feaubear. You come out there, you fight Lizatriaras. Now we got a lizard dog thing that's living in the bar because Zan Hazard's got mysteries to deal with and left her. She calls it, why is it fluffy?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you why. She calls it fluffy. Why would you? Anyway, so you have another action. Please go on.
Well, that brings me to the other question I've been pondering, and in fact, Zan Hazard brought up that my pants were left at the scene of a crime, and that's disturbing to me. Multiple reasons. Because
what have you done?
Exactly. Well, I haven't done anything. Just because my pants were there doesn't mean anything. I'm not
pants is motive, Feaubear. Pants is motive.
That's not a phrase. No one says that.
I heard it somewhere. I can't remember.
Look, if I happen to not be wearing pants anymore, then that'd be one thing. But I am still wearing pants.
Your story's confusing me. Influence roll. Influence test.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13, is it? Well, so what are you saying? That your pants were... You left somebody took your pants? What are you trying to say, boy?
Exactly. Someone must have taken my pants, committed this crime, and then left my pants there, trying to frame me.
I think it's pretty... I should say I might know who could have done this.
Exactly.
And with that, we'll go to the world's... Sorry, with that, we'll go to the world's turn. Intentional interruption. And we will do a perception test, as you have used both of your actions.
14.
You think it could be who?
You, Gadley.
Oh, what exactly are you accusing me of to your two-headed grandfathers? I'm a little drunk. Bartender, I have to sample my wares. Do you understand?
On the company's dollar. On the company's bit.
On the company's bits. Bits out. We still haven't established what that is. Anyway, what are you accusing me of to your old grandpas?
I think that you stole my old pants, mutilated and assaulted did Hawthorne. Yeah, assaulted a Hawthorne.
Nobody mutilated. Ugh.
You assaulted a Hawthorne, and then you left my pants at the scene of the crime, trying to frame me, but little do you know that you're actually just a moron, and therefore left my pants at the scene of the crime.
All right, there's a lot to unpack there. Why don't you do an influence roll?
Why don't I?
Why don't you?
8.
All of that sounds like the workings of somebody who assaulted someone and left their pants somewhere. He's trying to frame me for framing him.
Well, I'm not walking around without pants, so that's clearly not, what happened.
I don't think anyone's arguing. Okay. So you clearly have pants on right now. What is being discussed? You're saying that I somehow beat up the AJ Hawthorne that time behind the alley, and then got into your trash and took your pants after you mentioned bragging to me about how you needed pockets that were bigger for all the bits you made. You lost? That's crazy.
It was you. I never mentioned which Hawthorne it was.
Perception roll.
15.
Gotta get back to the bar.
He always leaves that thing unattended. Why does he come out here? It's like he follows you around just to try to be mean to you, but
that's why I thought it was him.
He leaves the bar unattended. I'm still having a hard time getting over this pants situation.
Did you see that though? Did you see that?
He's drunk.
Well, yes, that part too. That part shouldn't go unnoticed, and you should probably tell the other owners about that.
Well, the other owners are his parents, and they're already trying to push me out of the business.
I, for one, wouldn't get drunk on the company's bit. Just saying.
Yes, fair enough. Well, Gadley he's sort of got dibs, as they say, and not for nothing, but you were a little slow at your shift today. It seems like you haven't been sleeping.
No, it's almost as if I've been busy saving my grandfather from impending fucking doom.
Well, it doesn't sound like the talk of a team player to me. I'm kidding, that's not canon, I'm just making fun of employers. So,
look, Grandpappy, I've got to figure this out on my own. And so, see ya.
You're just gonna let him walk away like that? What am I supposed to do? He's walking away. Well, you can walk after him, you old folk. You're also old. And as you walk away, you hear them just arguing into the distance, having pretty much achieved the expositional bounds you may have hoped from your old grandpappy. In what direction are you heading? Back into the Just a Mirage, which is relatively busy because it's a Wednesroad. Old Wami Tates is in there just banging around on his keys. There's a sing-along going on right now. So catchy.
Right. So my shift is over, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to head directly to the O'Malley's establishment.
The O'Malley, you mean their home, or do you mean the O'Malley Sponge Factory?
Thank you for clarifying. I do mean their home.
Alrighty.
Where Gadley rests.
Very well.
Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. O-Lore and the game Legends of Raspia is created and produced by Han Blackheart and Rick Tahi. Story, music, and sound effects by Han Blackheart. Video and audio editing by Rick Tahi. Visual art created by Xanthi Blackheart. Check out Bard Fox's Instagram and bardfox.com for our weekly releases of Raspia music, this show, and much more to come. Thanks for listening, and as always, good luck back there on Earth.